Hi ladies and gentlemen, folks, Chris of the Polish Geek, and welcome to another video, and this time a different type of video, a type of video I have never actually done before, because this time is gonna be a vlog about my trip to the beautiful Polish city of Kraków. And Kraków is one of my favorite cities in existence. It's a city that's very historically significant to Poland, and there are so many amazing things to do in Kraków with so many amazing historical sites and just plenty of things to do. I love Kraków. It's one of my favorite cities ever, and most people likely, especially in the West, mostly know Kraków likely from Schindler's List, because yes, Kraków is actually where Auschwitz is located nearby, and although during this trip I haven't gone to Auschwitz, I've been already to Auschwitz twice actually. In fact, back in 2020 I actually been to Auschwitz, but this time I haven't gone to Auschwitz because I thought that I wanted to make this trip more positive. That said, if you ever go to Kraków, then Auschwitz is basically a must. You just gotta do a trip to Auschwitz if you ever go to Kraków. But yes, in this travel vlog video though, I didn't go to Auschwitz because, again, this was mostly about having a amazing positive trip, so I haven't gone. But I'm letting you know that, again, if you ever do go to Kraków though, you totally should go to Auschwitz too. And one more thing, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. Don't assume that just because you've seen out this video, you basically explored all of the city of Kraków. No, this video is not meant to basically so you get familiar with the city. If anything, it's more like to encourage you to go, because Kraków truly is, I think, one of the most amazing places that you should totally visit. Like, so if you go to Poland, even though I'm from Warsaw, more like small town next to Warsaw, I actually think Kraków is actually much better for a trip to Poland for a foreigner. So yes, this is very much not meant to make you explore Kraków, if anything, to encourage you to go, actually, because this video is really a small sample of what true Kraków experience actually offers. And one more thing, I don't want you to think that now travel vlogs are gonna become a particularly common part of this channel. They're not, actually. In fact, I'll be doing those like very rarely. In fact, I'll only be doing them if I again go to some place I've been a couple of times, feel very passionate about, like Kraków, which I feel very passionate about. This is, again, I've been there many times already, and I love traveling there because it's one of those places you could just go to over and over again and it still doesn't fail to impress me. But no, I'm not gonna be just doing like a travel vlog for every place I visit, because this video is not a traveling channel. So unless it's maybe like a place that I dream to visit, like if I ever do a Japan trip someday, which is my biggest dream, then yes, you betcha I'll totally do a travel vlog on that if I ever go to Japan, because that's my biggest dream. But no, travel vlogs are not gonna become now main part of this channel. They're gonna be very rare, actually. Like, the only other travel vlog besides Kraków right now that I'll ever make is Japan, if I ever go there someday. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy my trip to Kraków. Hi, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chris of the Polish Geek, and I'm going on a few-day trip to the Polish city of Kraków. I love Kraków so much. It's such a historical city with plenty of interesting things to do and so many really interesting sites, as well as plenty of interesting historical things. And fun fact, 500 years ago, Kraków was the capital of Poland. I mean, it's Warsaw now, but yes, in the past it was Kraków. So yes, I'm going to the city of Kraków for a few days, and we'll do a video vlog and show you some truly interesting sights. Although, I'm actually going to the train station, and yes, I love trains. Like, I mean, trains are so much better than planes. I love trains. So yes, I'm going to the train station in 2 hours and boarding the train to the city of Kraków and show you some really interesting sights. Although by the time you're watching this, I'm already back here at home, actually. So yes, this video is not being made right now. I mean, it is, but not by the time you are actually watching it. So now, time to get ready before I go to the train station and board my train to the amazing historical city of Kraków. In the train on the way to the beautiful city of Kraków. Take a look at the
Ej, mam pytanie, czy wy też macie wszystkie kreski i nie działam wycięte?
And look at the beautiful fall weather of gold leaves. A little bit of green here too. And we are almost there actually, though this is the much newer part of the city.
Oh yeah.
And there we are in Kraków Gallery now. Let's get to the old town and my hotel. Well, welcome Kraków, one of my favorite cities in existence and favorite places to visit. Been here so many times, but could just go so much more. So again, welcome Kraków. Now this is the park around, and look at those buildings, and yes, this is the entrance to Old Town. So, and there we are at the Old Town, and you can see Sukiennice place, fashion gallery, as well as the beautiful St. Mary's Church, more commonly known in Polish as Kościół Mariacki, but in English it's called St. Mary's Church, and this is truly one of the most beautiful and incredible and majestic churches in the whole world, and you can truly feel God's presence there. But hopefully I'll maybe be able to actually show you the inside. That's where the true beauty comes from. But let's now get to my hotel. We'll explore more of the old town later, possibly tomorrow. And here I am in my hotel room. I'm kinda tired. That was a pretty tiring journey, so now I might just like relax a little, then go out to dinner, and I guess I'll show you a lot more of the old town and the rest of Kraków tomorrow, actually. And by the way, this is also the city where close by Auschwitz concentration camp is located. But, well, this is, I think, a place that everyone should visit. If you ever come to Poland, especially to Kraków, then this is the must, basically. We are not going to be exploring Auschwitz. I've been to this place twice, and this is mostly meant to be a fun, positive trip. So yeah, we are not visiting Auschwitz. That said, if you ever come to Kraków, then Auschwitz is a must-see. If you're first time, now I'll give you a little bit of my idea of my hotel room. Yep, really love the atmosphere of that hotel. And it also has a very nice, amazing swimming pool underground. I'll totally show it to you. Every night I'll be swimming in that pool. Okay, now time for some dinner at Wolf Pit Tavern, the restaurant themed after The Witcher. I actually showed you this restaurant last year, actually. I made a video short on it, so I'm gonna go there now again and show you it once again. Yes, the stairs that will transport me to the world of The Witcher. Now we truly are transported to the world of The Witcher. And say hello to the gorgeous mage. Yep, we truly are at the world of The Witcher. Well, say hello to the gorgeous elf lady who works at the tavern. And of course you gotta order some beer. And time for some elf soup. Back at the hotel, now time for some swimming, and then go to bed. Well, and this is a hotel pool, and I love that pool so much. It's basically like a pool inside the dungeon. This is so incredible. Like, I mean, I generally don't actually take my phone to the pool. I mean, who takes the phone to the pool? But I had to do it this once because I wanted to show you that pool. I mean, this pool is just too incredible not to share it with you folks. And see, there is another part of the pool as well there. And what else? There is also a sauna and the boiler room. Yep. Now I'm taking my phone back to my room and totally gonna be swimming in this pool. I'll actually be swimming in this pool like every evening after dinner actually, but this is the only time I'm showing it to you. So again, enjoy it for this brief moment but yes, this is literally one of my favorite hotel pools ever. I just love how atmospheric it is. As I said in the beginning, basically a pool inside the dungeon. And that's where the sauna and the boiler room are actually. Okay, now time to change and swim in that pool. Hi folks, and it's the morning now, and now I can show you around the old town a lot more and show you the many amazing places in the Kraków old town. Well, you can see the tower there, and then you can see the cloth hall. Actually, I called it fashion gallery yesterday, but it's actually called cloth hall, known in Polish as sukiennice. And there you have once again the beautiful, majestic St. Mary's Basilica. Let's get there. Hopefully I'll be able to show you the inside, because again, the true majesty from this beautiful church comes from the inside. Now here you can gaze a lot more at the cathedrals, I mean the churches, because technically not a cathedral actually, at the churches and basilicas' true majestic beauty. Now we are inside St. Mary's Basilica, and just gaze upon its the beauty and majesty. This truly is one of the most beautiful and majestic churches in Europe, actually probably one of the most beautiful and majestic churches in the whole world. And look at the famous beautiful altar over there. And now you can see this beautiful altar from up close. During Mass, the altar generally closes up actually. But gaze up on the beautiful, majestic St. Mary's Basilica, one of the most beautiful churches in the whole world, and you can truly feel God's presence here. Wow, and look at those beautiful ponchkis. Delicious Polish pastries. You just gotta have one, don't you? And now we are at the top of the Wawel Hill, where there is a famous Wawel castle from both history and Polish legends. And here is a beautiful Wawel Cathedral, where lots of historical Polish people are buried. Plenty of amazing Polish kings, including King Władysław Jagiełło, one of my favorite Polish kings, as well as a poet Adam Mickiewicz, and an amazing Polish military leader who fought against communists, Józef Piłsudski, and of course a famous Polish patron saint, Saint Stanislaus of Szczepanów, who stood against a Polish king, Bolesław Śmiały, Bolesław the Bold. But now let's go inside the cathedral, although for legal reasons I'm afraid I probably won't be able to actually show you the crypts, but I will be able to. And now I'm at the very top of the Wawel Cathedral, although sadly I was wrong. I couldn't show you the inside of the cathedral at all for legal reasons, but yes, I'm at the very top and you can see all of Kraków, and you can even see from the far distance St. Mary's Basilica that we already seen from up close. Now, time to get down and visit the crypts that again, sadly for legal reasons, I won't be able to show you. Well, just explore the Wawel Cathedral and all the crypts and all, and yes, that was so fascinating. Like, this is the place that you can just go over and over again and still be so appreciate all those Polish kings and heroes and all what they done to Poland. And who else is buried here that I didn't mention? Tadeusz Kościuszko. He fought for Polish independence, but sadly lost, and Poland was divided between Russia, Germany and Austria. But also what's interesting about Tadeusz Kościuszko is that before that he actually fought in American Revolution alongside George Washington for American independence. Then he returned to Poland and the rest is this history. And he's buried here as well. But as I said, plenty of Polish heroes and kings are buried here. This is just so fascinating. And here we have Dragon's Den, the den of the legendary Wawel dragon, in Polish known as Smok Wawelski. Let's go inside and see the den of the dragon. Going down the Dragon's Den. There we are. This is totally the type of place you'd imagine Dragon's Den to look like. And there you have the monument of Wawel dragon. There you have the den. A den over there, and here the monument of Wawel dragon. And of course, look at the Vistula River, the river that flows through all of Poland, including Warsaw, where I am from actually. More like small town next to Warsaw, but you get what I mean. Vistula River. And look at those beautiful gold and yellow leaves in the beautiful fall weather. And this is Kazimierz, a Jewish community district, and that's the synagogue. There are plenty of Jewish restaurants here and all. I mean, most Jews at this point escaped either to Israel or United States, but that's where, before World War II, where most Polish Jews in Kraków lived. And now take a look at the old town at night, at the cloth hall at night. Well guys, it's another morning in Kraków. And this is the building of TVN, actually, but TVN known in Polish, which is the studio that's responsible for the two shows actually that were on my favorite TV shows list. W11 Department of Investigation, W11 Wydział Śledczy, as well as Szkoła, high school. That's right, and nearby is actually an area where the show High School was actually filmed, although sadly from what I heard, unfortunately, ever since 2020 it's closed for tours, unfortunately, because before that there used to be tours, but the show ended in 2020 and now apparently the area unfortunately is closed for tours. But here we have the building of the studio. Yep, areas where High School was filmed. And this is a museum of Japanese art. I actually haven't been here before, and I've been to Kraków many times, but there is first time of everything, right? And knowing how much I love anime and Japanese culture, like just gotta go in here. And then again, likely for legal reasons, won't be able to show you much of the inside, sadly. There's sound I am allowed to show you. After all, some of the museum. See, this is the Museum of Japanese Art. Now here you can see more of that Japanese art. This is only a temporary exhibition actually, like, see, a replica prepared, a paper lock house basically, a replica. And yes, you gotta take off your shoes in traditional Japanese fashion, even if we technically aren't actually in Japan. And now time for some lunch at the awesome restaurant called Podaniołami, which in English translates to Under Angels. They have such a great food, but don't even get me started on an amazing atmosphere. Yep, gonna go all the way downstairs to the restaurant. I have a reservation. Love the medieval atmosphere of this place. Time for some fried goat cheese. And now time for my venison. And just had to show this as well. This is a statue of Jan Matejko, a famous Polish 19th century painter. And actually not, what am I saying? Not 19th, actually. And ladies and gentlemen, well, it's my last day in Kraków, going back home tomorrow. But for this last day, I will try to make the best of it and visit some of the most awesome locations in Kraków that I haven't visited yet. I mean, at least not during that visit, but I did in the past for sure. And now I'm in the museum of Tadeusz Kościuszko. I already talked about him. He's actually buried at Wawel, one of the Polish heroes buried at Wawel. Here's his quote in Polish, but here you have an English translation. I already said it when I spoken of at Wawel Cathedral that he actually fought alongside George Washington in American Revolution. Kościuszko, a hero for our times. Yes, totally so. The literal translation above is that a hero still needed, actually. And yeah, I agree, totally so. Here you have, here is in Polish. Here they. Yep, we are soon about to go on the mound. And that's Kościuszko himself. And this is the mound we're about to go on. And this is the monument of Kościuszko. And the mound itself that we're about to climb up. Yep, Kościuszko himself. And the mound that we're about to climb up. I think this mound would be perfect for a nature adventure video. Although I'm already doing this long Kraków vlog, so it will just be part of this vlog, but yes, it could work also for a nature adventure video, but oh well, I'm just showing it as part of this whole Kraków trip. And those are 3 Polish flags at the top of the mound. This is too important not to show you. Here is in Polish, but likely most people who watch me likely don't speak Polish. So, Tadeusz Kościuszko is one of the great heroes of the world and the symbol of freedom, patriotism and democracy. Each generation discovers something different values in his deeds. But his is a universal message that has stood the test of time. And as much as the political and even military decisions of Kościuszko have often been criticized, nearly everyone emphasizes his unbound love of freedom and homeland and his integrity. And now I'm gonna add something of myself. He would be so disappointed with the modern political world, like whatever political spectrum you're on. Kościuszko would be very, very disappointed with how mainstream media tries to control the public and lie. He was a modern man in the best sense of the word, a sense that we understand today. A Polish patriot and yet a citizen of the world-minded guy, honor and also balanced pragmatist, sensitive, sensible world in the fight for freedom, not only of Poland and the United States, but of every human being. As Thomas Jefferson wrote, he's the son of pure liberty as I have ever known, and the son of that liberty which is to go all. Now almost the top of the mold, and here you can see the whole city of Kraków from the back there, and here you can see the museum. It's nicely reconstructed to look like a fortress from his time period, and here you can see some beautiful nature. And now we are very top of the mound, and here is memorial after done for Kościuszko, and here you can again see whole city of Kraków from there, and you can see some beautiful fall trees, as you see, beautiful view, and you can see whole city of Kraków from there. And now back at the bottom of the mound. And here you can see a nice playground from the kids. If my niece and nephew were here, they would very much want to go. They love to play in the playgrounds, but they are not here with me. They are back in Paris with their mother, so let's now go there. And beautiful golden yellow leaves of the fall weather. Beautiful leaves. Fall is awesome. Well, folks, and now it's time to go to Salt Mine Wieliczka, one of the most amazing and interesting places in the country of Poland. So yes, time for Salt Mine in Wieliczka. Now let's go down the stairs. There are like actually 320 of those stairs. Let's go down. And this is Nicholas Copernicus, made entirely out of salt. And this is Polish King Kazimierz Wielki, Casimir the Great, made entirely out of salt. As are all the walls here. And this is a model of what the work in salt mine was like. And here is the major part of the salt mine. This beautiful basilica is made entirely out of salt. There is a mass here sometimes, and you can also even get married here actually. And you truly feel God's presence in this beautiful basilica made entirely out of salt. And this is the Last Supper, again made entirely out of salt. And of course, the Holy Altar. Because as I said, this is technically a regular church, and every Sunday there is a mass here that anyone can attend, and people get married here as well. In fact, when I meet the right woman for myself someday, I'm actually hoping to possibly get married in this beautiful basilica someday. And even a statue of John Paul II. And this lake as well is here in the salt mine. Now time for some lunch. Still actually at the very bottom of the mine, actually. Lunch underground, you could say. Well, that was amazing. Now time to use the elevator and get back on the ground up. And back above the ground. And now time for some delicious dinner in the authentic Thai restaurant Molam. This is gonna be tasty. Well, back at the hotel, and it's my last night, so now time to go and swim in the dungeon pool one last time. So yes, time to go and swim one last time in the amazing dungeon pool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm going to the train station and going back home, and I will let you have one last look at St. Mary's Basilica over there. See, now let's go to the train station and back home. And I'm in the train back to Warsaw, and that was a really excellent trip. I love Kraków so much. So, thank you folks for checking out this Kraków travel vlog. Press the like button, please subscribe this channel, and I'll talk to you very soon in my marathon of all the Witcher video games. Talk to you very soon right then. Bye.